Figure skating legend Scott Hamilton, you've been summoned to jury duty. Comedian Alexandra McHale, you've been summoned to jury duty. Psychic medium James Von Praagh, you already know the verdict. The only court show where celebrity jurors decide the outcome of your case. Jury duty. Don't even try getting out of it.
All rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Judge Bruce Cutler presides.
Top of the day to you, Sergeant.
Same to you, sir.
Oh, jury, you look wonderful today. It's a great-looking jury. A blue ribbon jury, I like to say. Welcome to jury duty. Welcome to jury duty, everybody. Please sit down. On jury duty, the jury decides the case. If for some reason they can't agree, then I decide. Today, jurors, we have an unusual case. Peter Francis, a Marine. I don't say former Marine because when you're in the Marine Corps, you're always a Marine.
Semper Fi.
So I say Semper Fi to you. Today we're hearing a case in which the plaintiff, Peter Francis, is suing the defendant, Allie Smith, for $1,400. They lived together as roommates in an apartment. They shared an apartment. Mr. Francis claims Ms. Smith owes him rent from the time when the two were roommates. What I'm really trying to say is the last 2 months of the time that they were roommates. Ms. Smith says she owes no money and often felt like a prisoner in her own home. So what brings us to court?
Well,
a Marine suing a roommate is highly unusual.
Well, I've been on the Marine Corps for 2 years.
That's a fortiori. It's even more so.
Yes.
Highly unusual. That means even more so in Latin. A fortiori.
Was wondering. I was sick that day.
Just I use Latin once in a while to keep the jury guessing. Yes.
I had a previous roommate, and she had moved out, and my next door neighbors, who Mrs. Smith was friends with, had introduced us. And when my room became available, she had expressed interest in moving in, and I offered.
What was it, a two-bedroom apartment?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And she had her own bedroom and bathroom and all of that?
Yes.
So everything was pretty hunky-dory there for a while.
Yes, it was.
Was this strictly a platonic situation?
Yes.
And I'm not prying, I'm only trying to...
No, strictly.
Yes.
So
I don't know how you could not be attracted to a girl like that. No, I'm only saying, you know, you're living together, so there's no crime in it. Looking at a girl and liking her, but go ahead.
Well, Mrs. Smith and I, we kept it strictly business. We
All
were
right,
roommates.
so there's nothing wrong with it.
Basically, everything was good. She was late here and there on rent, and she usually made it up. But
the last 2 months is
the
what
last
you're
2
suing
months.
for.
Yes. She'd lost her job, and she had told me that it wouldn't be a problem for her to pay the rent, and come time to pay rent, she had an excuse for it.
Mr. Francis, did you forgive the last 2 months and say, Harmony, don't worry about it?
No. I had told her, when you come across the money in due time.
And you just were never paid, and that's why you brought the suit?
Yes.
Okay. Harmony, what was life like with Corporal Peter Francis from the United States Marine Corps?
For the first few months, great friends, got along. We'd both get home from work. We'd sit and talk about our day. Probably about, I don't know, a month, 2 months after I'd moved in, he started dating Linda, asked my advice, ended up moving her in.
Well, that wasn't the agreement you made with the good Corporal Francis.
It wasn't a problem with me.
All right.
Half
Okay.
his name was on the lease. He had his own room. I didn't assume it would be a problem. I met her. She was pleasant. Once she actually moved in, though, his persona towards me changed. It was
What
a lot
happened?
of anger, a lot of accusations. Just
I heard it was a bad situation. It was a dastardly way you were treated.
I got yelled at a lot. I wasn't allowed to.
Well,
have,
that's part of the
friends and
Marine
family
Corps
over.
code. That you have to look away from. What else was the problem?
I wasn't allowed to have friends and family over.
That's not true, Your Honor.
You said you felt like a prisoner in your own home, Harmony.
Not necessarily a prisoner, I just felt entirely unwelcome. Repeatedly, I was locked out of the bathroom, stovetop. I'd come home from work at like 8 o'clock. I wouldn't be able to use the kitchen to even make my own dinner. It was filthy. It always stank.
It always what, dear?
It always stank. It was the smell
you
was
use
horrible.
that spray. You spray that.
I
forget
tried,
the
it didn't
name
help.
of it. The aerosol.
They were always in the living room. We're not able to use it because they were always
Where
out
were
there.
you parking your car?
I had to park my car down the block and across the street at Home Depot
Why is that?
because he would not allow me to park in the parking spot.
Why is that?
Good question.
Well,
Peter?
that was a little bit
first off-
that was unmarine-like of you.
Well, first off, let me explain. We had a permit parking in placed in our complex after she had moved in.
February, a year after I moved in.
But there was ample parking. I had a.
You know,
My
to me,
car got
Corporal
towed twice.
Francis, no, I'm trying to figure out, why didn't you just forgive the debt? Did you forgive the debt? Did he forgive the debt?
When I lost my job in January, I told him, hey, I do have other alternative living situations after this. If you're able to have somebody move in for that last 2 months, let me know. I'll be out because I know I won't be able to pay it.
Meaning
And he's
you
like,
could-
don't worry about it.
meaning
I'm
you
not
were
gonna...
notifying him you couldn't pay the last 2 months?
And he said, I'm not going to be able to have somebody else move in, so go ahead and leave your stuff here.
Well, were you intimidated by the good corporal here, Francis?
When he gets angry, he tends to yell and doesn't stop. Neighbors, my sister, for instance, has witnessed several times where he is shouting at me loud enough for the neighbors down in...
But you never moved out.
When the...
And what was he so angry about anyway? He shouldn't be angry. He's got a beautiful girlfriend. He's living in a nice place. He's got a nice roommate in you. What's he so angry about?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
I don't know.
Well, you look angry, Mr.
I don't.
Francis.
I don't remember ever yelling at her several times. I remember a couple times. Yeah, I was a little upset at her.
For what reason?
Well, she had a cat, and she.
I'm deadly against that.
Okay, well.
But that's separate. That's just my proclivities, my difficulties. But I'm. I understand that, but that causes a problem.
She had an animal, and she'd be gone for 4 or 5 days at a time, and the cat would be
Downstairs
locked.
at my friend's apartment
would
because I
be
didn't feel
locked
welcome upstairs.
in the house, and the room would reek of.
Yeah, I don't want to. Okay, look.
I'm sorry to say this. As far as the house being dirty or anything, this young woman right here.
Well, she cleaned, I understand,
Yeah,
but I think now this is where we are now.
Okay.
We have the issues delineated, and we know where we're going. We're going to come back. I want to introduce this blue ribbon panel jury to you. They're going to have some questions, so don't go away. Thank you.
Coming up, the Marine wants justice, but the defendant says she had to flee. The celebrities drill the litigants when Jury Duty returns. You're watching Jury Duty, justice that's tough enough for a man, but made for Hollywood.
Jurors, by way of a quick recap, and everyone else, Peter Francis, former Marine, is suing the defendant Harmony Smith, his former roommate, for $1,400, money he claims she owes him for back rent, specifically the final 2 months that they lived together. Ms. Smith claims she's clear of any past debts. The 2 months was forgiven by Mr. Francis. Plus, she says the living arrangements became almost uninhabitable for her. So those are the issues here. I want to introduce Miss Linda Pham. Please come up here, Miss Pham. You're a lovely young lady.
Thank you.
Did you ever hear or see Peter yell at her?
There are moments where they would talk and have a discussion, but there was never yelling. I never heard yelling.
That's all I want to know. Now, I've got the jury
the day
here,
that
too.
James
no,
was
no, but
there.
I do. I have the jury here, so I want to introduce them. Allie, do you want to come forward and support your sister, Harmony? That's Allie Smith,
Yes.
sister of Harmony Smith.
I happened to be there one of the times when her and Peter were in the living room.
When she and Peter.
She and Peter, thank
Yes,
you.
it's all right.
And Peter had said that people were telling him that he shouldn't expect money from my sister. You know, she's not going to pay, and he said, I don't expect it, and that's fine.
So you were witness to the fact that Peter Francis forgave the last 2 months of rent from your sister? Is that the idea?
I'm not sure if you could say forgave,
Well,
but he
what would
said
you call it? Did he say, I don't need it, I don't want it,
just that he didn't expect it, and that was fine.
Well, didn't expect it is different from whether he's entitled to it or not. And for that, we'll go to the jurors. However you want to do it, let's do it.
All right.
You know what's at issue here.
We all-
2 months rent.
Right. We all the same questions.
Yes.
Why didn't you put her on the lease?
I had asked that she did for security purposes. She could not come up with the money that would when
Did that Was that a red flag?
No, it was not.
So she's not legally bound then, is she?
No, she's not. She's not.
Okay.
No, but when she couldn't come up with the money to be on the lease, didn't that send off a bell or a whistle that made you go,
I'm not sure how much she made, but I know that she needed a place to live. And when she did first move in, she couldn't make all of rent. I was actually helping her out, seeing that we were friends. She did make up the money eventually. But no, she told me that she would get on the lease, and I told her whenever you wanted to, and it just never arose.
Harmony, I have a question for you. Why didn't you leave?
Why didn't I leave?
Yeah, when things were really bad, instead of living in that situation, why didn't you just get up and leave?
The option was actually there,
You weren't
and
on the
I brought
lease.
it up to him. I had another place to move to, and
It's
he
up to you,
said
though.
that he wanted me to stay there for the length of the lease because that was a commitment I made to him. He told me, no, you made me the commitment for the full lease. You owe me that money. I need the help.
And I have one more
You
quick
need to stay."
question. Just one question. Since she gave you 15 months, she lived together with you, and she paid really well. I mean, every
Well,
month
it
she paid
wasn't
on-
very well.
Well, she paid on time. She was someone.
Sometimes.
Who was,
I was
She
only
was
late
late.
twice.
okay, let's say a year she
Only
was
late
living
twice.
with you.
Checks
Did you
were in
take
my
that into
name.
consideration to give her those last 2 months for free, considering all the time she was there?
Well, they weren't going to give me the 2 months for free for the last 2 months for living there either.
Okay.
I mean,
Parking, I want to know about the parking situation. How many spaces do you have?
one.
One space. And
My-
a block and a half away, I don't know what part of town you live in. What is it, a safe?
Excellent part of town.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't. I was approached several times by bums and people pulling up in cars. I got to the point where I would keep my skateboard and just skateboard across the street.
And the cat, what kind of cat do you have?
It was
a
a
lion.
stray cat that he actually brought in that was sick. My friend was a vet. She gave me the antibiotics.
Scott, I don't
nursed
need
it back
all
to
that.
health. He said I could keep it.
Okay. And how long, all three of you, did you occupy the same unit?
15 months.
No.
You said it.
No,
No,
she moved
her
in.
and I-
Oh, with
in
Linda,
06.
yes.
In May of 06 until April of 07.
About a year, almost?
Almost a year.
Okay.
Yes.
Jurors, you have a pretty good feel for this case?
Yes.
Absolutely,
We
Jim.
got it.
You really
yeah.
do, Scott?
We got it.
All right. Try to see if you can reach a good verdict here, one that speaks the truth.
Your Honor, would it be
Yes.
possible for me to add anything?
If you want to, now's the time, Mr.
Okay.
Corporal Francis.
As far as her not feeling welcome, when her brother lost his job, she asked me if his whole family, which I believe to be 5 or 6 people, could stay at our place.
He actually
And I
got
s-
evicted
And I
had
said
lost
yes.
his job.
Actually is stricken from the record again.
I
He got evicted. You don't need actually.
I had said yes that his family could stay until they told me it would be 2 days, and they stayed for 2 days, and that was fine with
Okay.
me. That's
Now,
how.
I think what the
living-
corporal is trying to show that he was gracious,
Mm-hmm.
he was not dastardly, he was magnanimous, and he didn't yell at her. Did you yell at her?
Once I had told her that
There's
she.
no crime in that.
Okay.
But I'm going to the jury. So, Harmony, what did you want to say as your final peroration, if you will, which is summation? What did you want to say?
I had babysat a friend's child because she was ill one night. He
All right,
screamed at me on the front porch
Jurors,
while they were both
I don't
there.
mean to cut you off, but that's it. Jurors, you have the case? Yeah. See what you can do with the case. Sergeant Denny, thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Coming up, Harmony's out the door and a Marine sues for rent. The celebrities decide who's owed what when Jury Duty returns. You're watching Jury Duty, boot camp justice in the hostile terrain of Hollywood.
I think it's interesting that, halfway through this, she comes in and he changes the rules of the lease agreement. I mean, everything's
Well,
changed.
okay, let's just talk first.
Once you're like, I'm moving in my chick, she should have hightailed it out of there. That's all.
Well, she should have hightailed it out there when things started getting crazy, too. Who would, hang out for a while while he's screaming and doing weird
I know,
things?
but I've been in the situation where you're like, you just keep trying to make the best of it, and then, you just don't cut and run. And afterwards you think, why did I stay there that long? That was stupid.
That was stupid,
But
because something else could have happened.
Tell us what
Legalities.
you think.
Okay, well, you're going to hear it anyway. Her name's on the lease. Okay, her name's on the lease.
Yeah, so he's responsible.
She's basically doing him a favor by being there and taking up half the rent.
Right.
And it was a commitment that she acknowledged. Okay.
He should have put her name on the lease. I understand if it were she moved in and the lease was already in progress and there was 4 months left and he was like, look, I'm going to take it at face value that you'll pay your
But she's
share.
got some responsibility,
but
too.
once That,
She said, I should have my name on the lease. I mean, she's have to have some responsibility for that as well.
But Mr. Marine said, no, you don't put your name on the lease. I'm on the lease. Now you're friggin' responsible, dude.
Well, she should know better. I mean, she's a grown woman. She should know that her name has to be on the lease. She's responsible for rent, and she can write a rent check out every month. She should be able to have her name on that lease.
Well, what I'm saying is, That doesn't seem to me to be an ideal roommate.
No, it doesn't, no.
You know, Charlie, go out and get a new roommate.
But then, yes, should he be responsible for that as well? Having a roommate that's decent or not?
Well, I just think that, yeah, for him to get full rent out of her after everything that they've all been through.
Everything she did. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
But I mean,
too.
after everything they've all been through.
All of them
You
have.
know, with Linda moving in and with this
Letting
and
Linda
that,
move
changing the
in.
dynamic.
I love that we know them so well.
know.
With Linda moving in, and then the troubles they had with his
And the cat. Who's taking care of the cat?
The
Oh,
cat
that was
smells.
a story.
Yeah.
No, the kitchen smells.
It was,
You
the smell
use
was
that
horrible.
spray. You spray that,
I
forget
tried
the
to
name
help.
of it. The aerosol.
Oh, the cat sometimes smells too.
I mean, I just think it's all about they've been over. They tried to make it work and work within each other's.
Well,
they
she
couldn't.
offered to move out.
Yeah.
She said, I can't pay. And he said,
I can't
you
fill
don't
the
have
bedroom.
to.
I can't fill the bedroom anyway. You might as well stay here.
So he made that commitment too. He said that to her. So. Well, but then again, look at
Nancy!
she has a point too.
Yeah, they both have points.
She has a
Everybody
point
has a
too. She's
point.
been paying rent, and it wasn't like she had to chase after it all the time either. You know, so he got his money, and
Let's just hang the jury and let Bruce do this one.
there you
What do
go.
think?
Yeah, exactly.
Can the celebrities come to a decision, or will Judge Cutler have to take charge? Find out if there's harmony in the verdict when Jury Duty continues. You're watching Jury Duty. Don't even try getting out of it.
Well, jurors, in the case of Francis versus Smith, what say you? Have you reached a verdict?
We have.
Unanimous?
Why are you pointing at me?
Well, you're the forelady, Miss McHale.
He making it out like we weren't unanimous, which we were. Right?
No, I never
Getting
said
back to the important case, Francis versus Smith. The jury decides the case. Not me, they do. If they reach a unanimous verdict, which they have here. In your lawsuit for 2 months back rent, the $1,400, Francis versus Smith. The jury has found for you, Harmony Smith, and against you, Corporal Francis. Got to take it like a man, and that's the way you have to conduct yourself. The jury has spoken. That's their verdict. They've denied your lawsuit. I don't know what went into it, but I think part of it was the relationship you two enjoyed. You helped one another when each other was down. She's down towards the latter part of the lease, and maybe there was a way that the 2 months should be forgiven or were forgiven. I don't want to be an ogre, and I'm not. What I say doesn't carry the day here. But I felt that Harmony should pay the 2 months. I felt yelling was not a defense. I felt that once she acknowledged the 2 months debt, she should pay it. I mean, just because she's a beautiful young lady doesn't mean she should get away with a free ride. No free rides in jury duty. But here, the jury has spoken, so you're getting a free ride. We're adjourned. Thank you, jurors. Thank you, litigants. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The jury has ruled for the defendant, Harmony Smith. No money will be awarded to the plaintiff, Corporal Peter Francis.
I think what we learned from this case in particular is that 3 is not the magic number, especially for a living situation. And justice was definitely served.
It's never easy ruling against someone who's skilled with automatic weapons. And I'm not really happy about leaving today.
Cats have,
No.
Cats
Tell
have
them
9
what
lives.
you told us. Tell them what you told
Okay,
us.
fine. Cats have 9 lives, but Linda, I'd get out if I were you.
You got 1 life, Linda. Get out.
Today's show has been brought to you by the German-engineered Eurogrand digital piano blends hand craftsmanship with state-of-the-art technology to recreate rich concert hall tone. The black lacquer finish adds a touch of class to any decor. Behringer, just listen.